Good afternoon, grade 2A and grade 2B. Today is our English lesson. The topic of our lesson is called superstorms. Now, if you looked at my post on Emodo, you will find that I posted quite a number of YouTube videos to prepare you for today's lesson. And today's lesson is going to be on reading, as I said, and we are going to start our reading on page 267. It is the author is Seymour Simon. He's a former science teacher. Seymour Simon loves to visit classrooms and talk with students. Those visits sometimes help him to decide what to write about next. Mr. Simon has written everything about bats, bears, snakes, sharks, and spiders of more than 200 books he has written. The paper aeroplane book is his favorite. So this is a man that has written quite a number of stories and on various topics, okay? And these are true facts. So it's not a fairy tale, these are true facts. So let us start by reading together. Superstorms, the air around us is always changing. That we all know is true. One day it's hot, the next day it's cold, one day it's raining, the next day it's not. These changes are called weather. Weather. W-E-A-T-H-E-R. Weather. Okay? A sudden strong change in weather is called a storm. So a sudden change in weather is called a storm. Thunderstorms bring rain and lightning. Lightning is a flash of light in the sky. Now you would have seen it. Lightning strikes. It's a beautiful blue light or a white light, depending on where it is. Sometimes these lightning hits the sea or the ocean, and it's a beautiful thing to see. Lightning can destroy trees and houses. The sky, lightning is a flash of light in the sky. Lightning can destroy trees and houses. Thunder is the sound lightning makes when it hits the air. Okay, so again, thunder is the sound lightning makes when it hits the air. It can be a terrible loud sound. Sometimes it's silent. Okay, some thunderstorms bring large chunks of ice, and this is called hail. Excuse me. Hail can damage plants and cars and buildings. Now, I've seen it. I've seen it myself where my own personal vehicle in South Africa was once hit. I got stuck in a hailstorm, and the hail was this big. Like if you take your hand and you make a circle, that was the size of the hail, okay, that hit my car. And my car was full of dents, and I had to send it into a repair shop to have it fixed. So it's very damaging for nature and, of course, for us as humans. Thunderstorms can also make tornadoes. These are funnel-shaped clouds. Winds in tornadoes spin very fast. It turns like this, very, very, very fast, as per the video that I showed you. Tornadoes can lift cars and destroy houses. Then hurricanes are the deadliest storms. They are very large. They begin over the ocean before they reach land. Interesting fact there, because that I didn't know. Hurricanes are the deadliest storms. They are very large. They begin over the ocean before they reach land. So it starts over the water before it actually gets onto the land. Okay? The pounding waves damage boats and houses. The strong winds bend trees. The heavy rains make floods. Now that's a lot of damage that it causes because it damages boats that are in the sea, or even boats that are in the ferry that's waiting to be or that's tied close to land. It can damage those boats, and that's majorly a majority of those boats are fishermen boats, and people use that as an income. Okay, to make money. So they go out to the sea and they catch fish and they bring the seafood back, or the fish back, or the crab back, or the squid back for us as consumers or as people to buy from them. Blizzards are huge snowstorms. Blizzards have cold wind and lots of snow. It can be hard to see during a blizzard. Now, that we know, because sometimes the snow is so strong that you're not able to see through it. So normally during a blizzard and a hurricane and a storm, they advise you to stay inside your house. You mustn't leave your house, okay? Because sometimes you can get snowed in. And if you're not in a safe place, it can cause a lot of problems for you and your family. We cannot prevent storms, but we can be aware of storms. Weather reports warn us on storms. We can prepare for storms and stay safe. Okay, so that is our story that we read today. There's a couple of questions that I've put together for you that I'd like you to answer, but just read it. It seems like it's a lot of pages, but it's actually not. It's all the pictures that they're showing you about lightning on page 267. Then you see how tornadoes are and thunderstorms. It's the most beautiful pictures that this author actually published for us to have a look at. Okay, and you will see the lightning on the sea, which is beautiful. I've seen that before, and it's really beautiful. You can't hear it, but you can see it if it's on the sea. I've seen it before. Then, of course, like I told you, the hailstorm, sometimes they're as big as a tennis ball or even as a golf ball. It depends on where you're at. Okay, so we have to have respect for storms and respect for ourselves. But if the weather report tells us go inside your house, there's going to be a thunderstorm, a very big storm, listen. The reason they tell you this is to keep you safe. Okay, so now these two questions that I'd like to ask you from our text that we've read. So, how can storms be dangerous for us as humans? That's the first one. What does cause and effect mean? That's a big word, eh? It's a big question. But when you read out of your Journeys book, you will see right at the back of this lesson, okay, cause and effect, what it means on page 283. It means when one thing makes another thing happen. This is called cause and effect. For example, the wind of a tornado can make all the trees fall over. The tornado is the cause, the reason. Trees falling over is the effect. Okay, cause and effect. When you read, ask yourself what happens and why. This can help you understand how our ideas are connected. Then the next question that I'm going to ask you is analyze the text. What is the cause and effect connection between thunder and lightning? Okay, so it does seem like there's quite a bit to read, and it does seem that it's a lot of work, but it's actually not. The full reading page is one page. The rest is all taken up by pictures in our Journeys book so that we can have a look and see how these storms look. On page 277, you'll see the report, the weather report of how the storm is actually brewing. Okay, if you have a look at page 267, you will see what happens when a hurricane has gone through a city or a town. Then you can have a look and see the blizzards and huge snowstorms. They have winds of at least 35 miles per hour, usually at least 2 inches of snow per hour. Temperatures are at 20 degrees or lower, following with lots of wind. So during that blizzard, it's very difficult to actually see. So grade 2A and B, that was our English lesson for today. I am going to post it again for you to have a look at. Please, mummies and daddies, this is quite an interesting topic. If there's any other videos that you can assist with to make them understand a little bit better, your input would really be appreciated. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much, grade 2A and grade 2B, for doing your homework that I've given you. I know it's not the ideal situation, but right now, this is the safest option we have, is to be inside the house, and we can be fortunate that we do have internet connection that allows me to carry this message or this lesson to you. Okay? Please be safe, look after yourself, listen to your mom and your dad, help around the house, okay? Because that is important. Teamwork is everything. Just like our lesson, if everybody works together, everybody understands. So this was a wonderful topic. Storms are the most beautiful things to watch. It's obviously God's creation, Allah's creation, and therefore we appreciate it and we have to have respect for that. Okay? If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. And thank you again for all the kind messages that you are sending to me. The little miss you miss, it means the world to me to know that you are also missing me as much as what I'm missing you. Have a good afternoon, my favorite team. Mwah. Don't forget that, okay?